Don't compare yourself to anyone. Life-changing story. Stop comparing, start living. Welcome to a story that could change the way you see yourself forever. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're not enough? Like no matter what you do, someone else always seems to be smarter, stronger, or more successful. It's a struggle we all face. You scroll through social media and see people living perfect lives, achieving things you can only dream of. And somewhere deep inside, you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be like them? Today, I'm here to tell you that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not supposed to be like anyone else. This story will prove it to you. A story about a crow, a peacock, and the lesson of a lifetime. Sit back, listen closely, and get ready to feel inspired. The crow who felt invisible in a vibrant forest filled with life. There lived a little crow named Dinky. Dinky was, in his mind, just an ordinary crow. His feathers were black and unremarkable, his voice was harsh, and he never felt like he fit in. Every morning, Dinky flew down to the sparkling lake at the edge of the forest. That's where the peacocks lived. They were the stars of the forest, their radiant feathers shimmering in the sunlight. Animals from far and wide came to admire their beauty. Dinky would perch on a tree branch, watching from afar. He envied the peacocks, the way they were admired, loved, and noticed. Compared to them, Dinky felt small and invisible. The pain of comparison. One day, Dinky muttered to himself, "Why can't I be like them? Why did I have to be born a boring, black crow? If only I were a peacock, life would be perfect." That thought began to consume Dinky. Every time he looked at his reflection in the water, he saw flaws. His feathers looked dull. His beak seemed crooked. Even his shadow felt unimpressive. The more Dinky compared himself to the peacocks, the worse he felt. He stopped flying high, stopped singing his raspy songs, and even started avoiding other birds. He thought, why bother? I'll never be enough. The plan to change. One afternoon, Dinky came up with an idea. He decided to become like the peacocks. He began collecting their fallen feathers and attaching them to his wings with sticky sap from the trees. After hours of effort, Dinky looked at his reflection in the lake. For the first time, he smiled. "Now I'm just as beautiful as they are," he said. "Now, everyone will notice me." Excited, Dinky strutted toward the peacocks. But as he got closer, something unexpected happened. The harsh reality. The peacocks turned and stared at Dinky. At first, they were silent. Then one of them burst into laughter. "What is this?" a peacock mocked. "A crow pretending to be one of us? How ridiculous," another added. "No matter how many feathers you stick on, you'll never be a peacock. You're just a crow." Dinky's heart sank. He had tried so hard, but instead of admiration, he faced ridicule. As he flew away in shame, the borrowed feathers fell off, one by one. He was back to being just a crow. A chance encounter. Feeling defeated, Dinky perched alone on a tree branch that night. He couldn't stop thinking about the peacock's words. Suddenly, he heard a voice. "Why are you so sad, little crow?" Dinky turned to see a wise old owl sitting nearby. Hesitant at first, Dinky finally opened up. He shared his envy of the peacocks, his attempts to be like them, and how it all ended in disaster. The owl listened patiently, then said, "Dinky, do you know why you're unhappy?" "Because I'm not good enough," Dinky replied. "No," the owl said. "You're unhappy because you're trying to be someone you're not. Tell me, what do peacocks do?" "They show off their feathers," Dinky said. "And what do crows do?" Dinky thought for a moment. "We fly high, we solve problems, we protect each other," the owl nodded. "Exactly. Peacocks may dazzle on the ground, but they can't do what you do. You were never meant to be a peacock, Dinky. You were meant to be a crow. And that's not just okay, it's amazing." The sparrows sang the next morning. As Dinky sat by the lake reflecting on the owl's words, he noticed a sparrow hopping nearby. The sparrow was small and plain, yet it sang with such joy that it caught Dinky's attention. "Why are you so happy?" Dinky asked. "Don't you wish you were bigger or brighter?" The sparrow chirped. "Why would I? I'm a sparrow. The world doesn't need me to be big or bright. It needs me to be me." My song might be small, but it brings happiness to those who hear it. Dinky stared at the sparrow, stunned. For the first time, he realized that being himself might not be so bad. Embracing his identity that day, Dinky made a decision. He stopped collecting feathers and started focusing on what made him special. He discovered he could fly higher than any bird in the forest. He used his sharp mind to solve problems that helped his fellow crows. Slowly, Dinky became confident. He no longer envied the peacocks. Instead, he admired them for their beauty while appreciating his own strengths. When animals in the forest spoke of Dinky, they didn't compare him to the peacocks. They praised him as the crow who could do things no one else could. The lesson for us all: Dinky's journey teaches us something powerful. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone. You have your own unique strengths, talents, and purpose. Life isn't about being the most beautiful, the strongest, or the smartest. It's about being you, because no one else can do that. So, stop looking at someone else's feathers and start embracing your own. Your worth isn't measured by how you compare to others. It's measured by how true you are to yourself. Call to action: remember, the world needs you, not as a copy of someone else, but as the best version of you. Like Dinky, you can rise above doubt and comparison. Today, take the first step. Stop comparing yourself to others. Focus on your strengths, your growth, and your journey. You're already enough, just as you are. The world is waiting for you to shine your way.